and we are bringing to you our mother's words, her wisdom, and her heart. And we just wanted you to tune in with us. We're so excited to share this time, this podcast, and we hope that you will tune in week after week, podcast after podcast. I'm going to hand it over to my sister Amber.
I am Amber. I am the oldest sister here. And we are so excited to have you all here with us. And we would love for you to just follow us on this journey of sharing my mom's wisdom, our mom's wisdom. I'm gonna have to get used to that. We already said of that. It's everybody's my mom, it's my mom, but it's our mom. But we're gonna be sharing more about some of her writings, some of the lessons we've learned from her, and also some of the things we've gleaned over the years in having Sister Carol as a mom and a part of our life. So we're going to share that with you.
I'm Autumn D. I am the middle sister. And yes, we're excited to share with you guys today. We have a special reading of one of her writings that like just it's kind of it's a punch in the face. So we're excited to let you guys hear a little piece of her, what goes on in Sister Carol's mind, in her heart, and when experiences happen to her, how it translates.
Yeah.
So
So strap in,
we're gonna share with you guys.
get ready, because you're about to go for a ride.
Yes.
So Autumn's doing the reading for today, and so take it away, girl.
Oh yeah, you gotta.
So I got to show you.
Yeah. This is the original writing. We just type up her writings, but that is her words and her.
Wow.
Those are the rough drafts and the
Yeah, you can
scribbles
see.
and all
Look
the
at this.
things that she. So we've been reading through all of her words, and then we type it up so we can make it clear for us to relate to you.
Yeah.
All right. So this is entitled "Humility Walked In with a Roach." And she wrote this on July 8th, 2014. I experienced an incredibly defining moment one crisp afternoon while being serviced at a bank. My parents were there to assist me with a difficult time in my financial life. Money was slim, and so was everything else that makes a day go smooth. Emotional upheavals with my spouse and financial deficit made smiling a real magical event. This particular day, I was especially excited because I anticipated brighter days since Dad had agreed to provide funds for the financial lack that had me so troubled. As I arrived at the counter, a pleasant teller greeted me. In those days, there were no bulletproof plexiglass partitions or rotating money dishes to serve the client. We actually faced one another, eye to eye. Strangely enough, it may have been easier to bear if we had a partition. That day, as I placed my hand between us on the service counter, my purse fell over. Wouldn't you know, a roach crawled out of my purse and walked in front of the teller. She calmly continued to look upward as she saw a light. My heart sank, my knees weakened, and my head and expression dropped. Inside my head, I was screaming out loud as my life seemed to flash before me.
I bet.
Oh God, I hope she didn't see it. What's she gonna think? I'm not a good housekeeper or a person without goals. I am really somebody with I am really somebody with dreams and values. I know this doesn't seem like it right now, but I really am. If she only knew how hard it had been to even ask someone for help, she would just get over this eyebrow raising event. I think in that brief flash of time, I reviewed the many poor choices that I'd made that got me here. I really needed solutions to them all. I recalled in that moment the time I looked down with disgust for oh, I'm sorry, at an older lady kneeling at the altar as she knelt to pray in an unbeaten church. She failed to remove her tattered coat. I remember that because it was an old celery green wool coat with visible moth holes. She sat her little handbag next to her as she prayed. I should have been praying, but I was looking and judging without knowing. It was upsetting to my unwarranted, lofty spirit when I saw a roach crawl from her collar as she prayed. All these, all these life-changing thoughts flashed before me in an instant as I witnessed reality walk in with a roach. Life is what it is. It occurred to me in that moment. We cannot afford to look down on anyone. We don't know their story and may never know their story. But humility walked in with a roach. Never again have I allowed myself to look upon my fellow brethren as less than, or even more than. We are simply people, people with hopes, dreams, successes, and failures. It became apparent to me that in that momentary flash of time, that what develops our character is humbling challenges of life.
Mm.
When we measure ourselves by ourselves, it is not wise. It is a great detriment to the love we miss out on in those times when our concerns should replace our stern, unbinding ego. That encounter changed me for life. Who was I to judge another one's worth? After that encounter with humility, I was well aware of we can't unfairly judge our fellow man. My mom always told us to practice good manners and put a handle on our speech. We were not allowed to abruptly converse with elders. When adults were talking, we were silent and cautious when it came to interrupting an adult conversation. Trust, if you were not invited to speak, you did not speak. I believe it took a lot of waiting and wanting before nerve enough to interject a word or thought. When I finally felt comfortable enough to contribute a word or two, believe this, I thought long and hard beforehand. My mom was a wizard with words and concepts. Even when we were little kids, she spoke to us as though we'd arrived in this world reading. She taught us to always think before you speak. Know what you are talking about, and too much talking leads to lying.
Mm.
So watch what you say. At any given time, mother had a concept for us to consider or a philosophy to share. Words were never wasted. Listening became a skill, and it would cost you dearly if you did not listen. The pathways for learning in our household were always crowded with tasks and projects. The old saying of that day had an underlying work ethic. We had little opportunity to waste time. Reality walked in with a roach. There was an absolutely defining moment that led me to the depths of reality. I knew life would never be the same, and what I found most disgusting and deplorable was how an event that would change my way if looking at my way of looking at folks who appeared to me to be a little less than. Mm. That humility walked on in with that roach.
I
Wow.
mean, ooh,
I mean,
let's just visualize that.
right. Yeah, yeah. You're already in a situation that is humbling.
Yeah.
Woo.
The fact that you had to come into the bank for your parents, mind you, you are married, have your own,
Hmm.
and you have to have your parents come in and help you with a situation that is so hard for you to even ask for the help.
Yeah.
And to add insult to injury, you put your purse up on the counter, it not falls over, and a roach crawls out. And like he said, there's no partitions, there's no nothing, you couldn't hide it. That thing fell out and crawled across both of them looking at it. Can you imagine? Oh, Lord Jesus.
I'm trying to think of what I would have done in that situation. I'm thinking for me,
The embarrassment.
yeah, I probably would have just got up and walked away. You know what I'm saying? Like just because you just don't know how to react to something and you're praying she don't say anything,
Right.
like the teller doesn't say anything because you're so embarrassed of the fact that, like she said, I have goals and I have dreams, you
Yeah.
know, because you feel like so small.
Yeah. And you feel like I know you're judging me. You probably think I'm disgusting. You probably think my house is nasty. Like, oh, my house is clean. I clean my house. You just have all the things. Like, I want to prove to you that I'm not that person that you probably think I am.
Mm-hmm.
You're just thinking all the things she's probably thinking of you, or like, and she coming here trying to get some money, and it's just all, oh Lord, bless her heart. Mm. Mm.
Yeah, I think about it, and that's just like you said. You have all these thoughts already. Like you're not even you're barely focused on the money portion of it anymore because you
Right.
like she probably asking you questions like what's your social, or trying to verify you.
Mm-hmm.
You're
You
like,
think
I have dreams and goals.
right,
Right.
And she's like,
right,
wait, what?
right.
It's that part. You're like literally stoned as that's happening,
Yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
know, to see something like that because, people joke all the time and it's, you got roaches, you're this, you're that, so that's
Mm-hmm.
what her mind is thinking, all of these things. But even just the portion of humbling where it's the very thing that you had looked at in such a way
Mm-hmm.
Someone else.
brings you
Yep.
right back there, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what most people miss until it does knock on their front door,
that's
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm.
and they can point the finger and they can say, this, I can't believe she this, or I can't believe they this, until it's right at your door.
That's
Right.
right.
And you in that same space and you got to make a choice or a decision, or it's just what it is. Like she said, life is what it is, because
Yeah,
she couldn't take it back, she couldn't hide it, she couldn't do anything in that moment but be in
right,
that moment.
right,
Wow.
right. Ooh.
Well, I'm thinking of like the self-awareness
Mm-hmm.
in that moment because not only did you instantly go back to when you, I mean, it literally got down to the wool coat. The lady had the wool green coat on and everything, like down to her that she had her purse right next to her, like all those details. It's interesting how God will put you in places and spaces
Mm.
that will literally bring you to your knees.
Yeah.
And this was one for her that was life changing. And I feel like it's very relevant to us now
Mm-hmm.
and in present time in judging people
Mm-hmm.
or looking down on people or, because we don't have the, whatever's on social media is the latest and the greatest and driving to this and to that. You look down on people based on those things. But the one that's right next to you, the lady kneeling at the altar with her green wool coat, could be you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this is definitely screaming to like check yourself.
Yeah.
Check yourself
Yeah.
and don't allow yourself to feel what has the saying go that you're more greater than you
Don't think more
figure.
highly of yourself than you ought.
Yeah.
Don't judge
That
others. Yeah.
that where you're thinking more highly of yourself than you ought because it could be such as you
Mm-hmm.
be in that same person's shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. And also I think that it made her realize you really don't know what a person has gone through. So
Yeah.
that lady kneeling, you don't know what it took for her to get to church,
Mm-hmm.
and she's down there praying, and you looking at her, Roach. Thank God she made it, and I think it made you feel like I can never judge because what did it take for you to get to the bank?
Right. You asking.
You had to go through all these channels. You're already in a humbling place and a space in your life, and to get to this point and then have at insult to injury, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
and someone judging you when you don't know what it took me to get to just to this. Like, and then you're going, oh, so just judging people, I think it puts into perspective. You just have to be kind, give people grace because you just never know their story. You never know. You can't look down upon anyone because there go you if it's a different day. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
That's
definitely like, whoa, because when I read it, tears filled my eyes because it's definitely more on a personal level in a space that in between spaces. I'm in between blessings. I'm in between seasons, and I believe that God is really doing some shaping and some working within me as well. But I can attest to that right there. That those moments of number one, humility on your own piece,
Mm-hmm.
because it's just like where it's taken me. I'm at a low place that I've never been, and like you said, you got all the things that should be working right, but might
right.
not be working as
Mm-hmm.
they should.
Right.
And so, you're already in a space where you have to come to grips that life is what it is, and I have to
Life is
be in
what
this
it
space.
Mm-hmm.
is.
And this season is hard, but I'm gonna show up every day, and I'm gonna do what I have to do, right?
Yeah.
And then you go in, and if it couldn't get any worse, then
Lord.
if it couldn't get any worse, because I was already humiliated walking in this door in a space that I've never had to feel like I would be at.
Yeah.
But then I also got a real rude awakening and said,
On
hey,
top of that, right?
just as you thought, let me help you a little bit more. Let
Right.
me get you all the way down so I can build you up because guess what? Not another day did she
Right.
judge anybody in that way. Not another
Hmm.
day did she look at people in that same light. And,
Right.
it's a blessing when God thinks so highly of you that he will use these moments to stretch you, to work some things out of you that you didn't know were still there.
Yeah.
You think you already think you hit rock bottom, right? But let me help you out. I know
Right.
you think you hit rock bottom, but let me help you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just, so it's a personal thing when I read this and I said, my God, like you're so mindful of us to bring her to her knees in this way, but to say, hey, but this isn't, it's to break you to build you.
Yeah.
This isn't where you're going to always be, but I need you to see something. I need you to break down these pieces that are not, that need to be molded within you. So, yeah, yeah, it had me in some teary moments there because it is definitely a personal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can attest to that. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I think all of us are going through our own personal things, but I feel like in this season of our life, the experience like is what grows you.
Hmm.
The experience is what molds you.
Yeah.
The experience is what gives you that girth on you, where you feel like you can handle some things.
Hmm.
Because like just thinking about her story, that's probably like she felt like she probably couldn't take no more after that. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, well, it can't get no worse than this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, in that moment, that was a build, like Mimi was saying, is a building moment.
Hmm.
It was an evolution moment
Hmm.
for her,
Hmm.
where I will never,
Hmm.
ever like it's like I'm taking my last drink
Yeah.
after I done got drunk that last time and I was flipping over and all that. That's the last time I will ever
Hmm.
ever look at somebody the same way.
Hmm.
And so I'm thankful for like stories like this because it just brings us back to ground zero
Hmm.
and how we even should, treat people and how we should handle our own selves and not thinking a certain way about ourselves. But it all goes around, to where we need to make sure that we're mindful of what we say and
Right.
what we do and how we, interact with folks because you never know. It
Hmm.
could just be you.
Yeah.
So I mean, like with Mimi, it brought tears to her eyes. I'm just like, just the experience because I instantly got like a visual of that whole moment.
Right.
And then honestly, in her writings, it's almost like you're walking in to the story.
Yeah. So detailed.
Yeah, you're walking into the story so you can, as she's sitting there at the teller, she got her purse. I can see the purse falling out and the roach walking across, and then I can see that flashback and she looking, she sees that lady kneeling on the ground.
Hmm.
It's just so vivid, that picture. So I'm grateful for to be able to read these stories and have this kind of wisdom,
Hmm.
you know, in life right now.
Yeah. And to also get insight into what molded mom into the person that she was.
Yeah.
Like these things is what made her be the kind and generous and gentle person that she was. Even
Hmm.
though she wasn't no nonsense person, like she's not gonna play with no foolishness.
Yeah.
However, she had such a way that she could scold you and love you at the same time, where you didn't feel so hard.
Yeah.
She can love you back into it, but she got you corrected,
Hmm.
but it just didn't feel so bad. But she's able to do that because she is aware of judging a person or making a person feel less than that can so she's been through things that mold her into be able to be the person that she was to everyone.
Hmm.
These are the stories that make us be like, aha, okay, I understand my mom a little more. I
Yeah.
get why she was this way or that way or
Yeah.
handle things because she went through an experience that helped her see it that way.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that I love these stories to get the insight into, because I always would be like, there was a time in my life that I would be like mad that she treated everyone the same. Like I didn't feel like we're her special kids, because everybody's felt special with mom, like
Hmm.
she's my mom too. I mean, I was a barber and we shared a shop, and my clients would be like, "Hey, where mom? They want to see her more than me." I'm like, and you meet her one time where
Hmm.
mom, and she's
That's
mom
it.
instantly,
That's it.
and she treated them the same way she treated me, and I'm like, I'm really the daughter. I don't get special treatment.
Right,
But
right.
What none of that?
yeah, there was nothing like whatever she had for you, she had for them and them and them, and it was just she was no what's the word? A person, no what's the word that goes right there? No respect to person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, she didn't treat one differently, and this one you got a little more or you got a little more. No, you getting it all. We all getting it the same, but
Mhm.
because you learn, you don't treat anybody less than. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know how to, and that this story helped me see like I got a little bit more insight who my mom is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Mm. Well,
100%.
we would love to hear you guys' stories or things that you guys are relatable to this particular story that my mom shared with us. How like maybe not humility, but something that relates to this transformed your life or changed you or changed your thought process. We would love to know like things that have affected you guys too. You guys can chime in and put it in the chat, let us know some things, put it in the comments and things like that, and just share with us some things.
Yeah. And just to let you all know, she wrote this July 8th of 2014. One thing she did do with all of her writings is that she dated them all.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be kind of all over the place, but the things that you see from like 2001, all that stuff, you can see how the growth happened in her for her to be the kind of mom, the kind of person that everybody calls mom.
Yeah.
You can see like along the way, and we're not going to like chronologically do this, but you'll be able to see some of the times and date stamps that come along throughout the times that you can see different things and different seasons of her life. So we're so excited to be able to share this experience with you all as we get to know our mom too. Like I feel
Yeah.
like we're getting to know a lot about her, even though we talk to her all the time and we're with her all the time. I feel like through these writings, we get to know her mind
Mm-hmm.
and how she thinks.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I'm just going to share, and you'll be able to see this, her reverence for God,
Mm. Mm.
like,
Unmatched.
Unmasked. Okay.
and even in the hardest
Mm.
times, like it did not waver. And maybe, we're human. So, of course, we have times where it feels hard, but it was just like her strength in those moments was just, I can't even explain it. I'm just like, if I could just be a third, you know what I'm saying, of that kind of faith and that kind of trust
Mm-hmm.
in God, knowing that even in my hardest, worst scenario,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sitting here alone. He's sitting here alone.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Daniel the Lions, and it could go through all the stories in the Bible. You got the Hebrew boys, all that thing, all those things where their faith was so strong
Mm.
in the midst of the worst situation, the most humiliating, the most embarrassing situation. You still find God in it.
Yeah.
So that's what we living to do. We're
Yeah.
trying to find God in everything,
Amen.
okay, and live a life as such.
Amen.
Yeah.
So yeah. So Mimi, what you got to say,
I,
dear?
I'm right there with you. I believe that we are finding out who Carol really is and who she was. And like you said, the framework that God put there to help her become that person that we knew, loved, adored, and called mom, auntie, grandma, all of the things, to the point where people, randomly message me or call me and just say, I really miss your mom.
Yeah.
Or they'll share something with me. And through this podcast, we want you all to do that same thing. If you knew her, or even if you didn't know her, like Autumn said, share your own stories of different, obstacles that you've overcome, or things and situations that God has brought you through. And we're just excited for everyone to share this with us, because it's not just us, because apparently, our mom was everyone's mom.
Right.
So,
Right.
you guys are going to get to, if you never met her, you're going to meet her through these writings, and through us sharing her words, and her testimony, and just how God spoke to her on a daily, through
Hmm.
messages, through a bird, through the light fixture in a
Right.
building,
Right.
through, I mean, through anything. He was just speaking to her always. And like Amber said, her reverence for God was unmatched. And if nothing else, I know he knew her name. you
I
know,
know that's for sure. I know that's right.
he knew her name, that's for sure.
Yes.
And so we are so excited to just share this with you all. And we just want you to come back and join us, share your words, your comments, and anything you'd like to share with us, we're very open to. And don't forget, we got these new shirts coming.
Merch, merch.
So hit us in the comments or in a message to us. Let us know if you guys want us to order those. We're going to be having them for purchase